don't lead in with your dick. Here's a lesson for all guys out there. Don't lead in with your dick. Keep that cock where it belongs, between your legs. Make sure the blood flow is up to the brain, not to the dick. Because that's the only lesson you can learn right now here from the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's trial. Johnny Depp in 2016 met this chick on the set of the not 2016, my apologies, a little while before that, on the set of the movie called The Rum Diary, based on the Hunter S. Thompson book. Great book, pretty decent film, but it was pretty obvious that this chick is fucking nuts. And as the rule goes in the street, the crazier she is, the better she is in bed, and the higher the chances you might fall in love with her. Because I don't know if you guys believe in the chakras or not. I don't 100% believe in them, but they believe that there's a snake right on the groin chakra where your dick is. That's the belief that there is. The snake is right there and it starts coming up if you ascend in life, in a sense. Amber Heard's pussy has managed to kind of tame that snake and wrap it around Johnny Depp's dick and keep it there. And boy, oh boy, does he fucking regret that shit. My God, it was very obvious from the get-go. It was like, this isn't going to have a good ending for Johnny Depp. He himself, I have no idea why the hell he stayed in a relationship longer than that. He should have broken up years ago. For God's sake, it turns out on their honeymoon in the express train from Thailand to Singapore, they were having fights. She already slammed the door in his face. My God, man. Jesus. Like, how badly are you going to be in love with this chick? I don't know if it's love. It turns out actually he did have an abusive mother, so he kind of was gravitated towards that. He himself pretty much mentioned that, as twisted as that sounds, he kind of started dating his own mother in a sense. And so the cycle of abuse kind of repeated itself. Regardless of that, don't think if it's too good to be true, it's probably gonna be if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Other than that, Amber Heard pretty much has shown what kind of a crazy psycho she is. It reminds me of my ex-girlfriend, actually. My ex-girlfriend had about 14 red flags, and I don't remember exactly all of them, but I remember counting each and every single one of them. And Amber Heard also has shared many of those same things. Trying to be the victim, trying to manipulate your life, trying to disattach your friends from your life to have you all to herself. And remember one thing, like, she has the routine to ask Johnny Depp to, whenever Johnny Depp enters the house, she wanted him to sit on the couch while she gives him a glass of wine and takes off his boots. My ex had a routine of making sure I message her good morning and good night every night, regardless. And if I miss by a minute or two, she would throw in a tantrum, and there would be a 5-hour fight regarding why I didn't say good day, good night to her, or why I didn't send the text of good morning to her when I woke up. Sometimes I was asleep, sometimes I was just busy, but it wasn't something that I was trying to avoid. But the thing that would happen, it was that it would cause a disproportionate fight where basically she's the one fighting and I'm the one just kind of like listening and looking at it in disbelief, like, why are we having a 5-hour discussion over the fact that I missed saying good morning to you? And why is this going to be such a big deal to you right now? Like, I'm sorry, I get it, but now this has become an issue. And, well, Johnny Depp one time took off his own boots and she went apeshit slightly. Yeah, these kinds of women are actually quite fucking dangerous. Either way, it's interesting to see. It's, in one hand, it's quite rather pathetic to see. It's like these celebrity lives are like, wow, they're all up in the mountain. When we went to Met Gala, we went to this ball and that ball, and we went to this and that. And you see, like, my God, where the hell did they live? How different their lives are. On the other hand, it is a sad thing that if a woman says one thing, it is going to be counted as the truth. If a man wants to actually defend himself and actually show that she's lying and he has to defend himself, he actually has to strip completely naked and actually allow us to even examine his asshole. As crass as that sounds, that's basically what was happening with Johnny Depp right now. We're giving him a bit of a colon exam. And it's strange and it's sad because he has basically spilled every detail of his life, every text message that he has had with his friends, all in order to clear his name. So he has to go through all this ordeal just to protect himself. And it's rather sad. Amber Heard, on the other hand, the psychologist basically broke her down, the Johnny Depp psychologist, not that fucking miserable twat of Karen of a lady that was from Amber Heard's team. God, what an ugly piece of shit she was. Broke her down to the T. She did one of the personality disorder, one of the symptoms or one of the signs of it is that the person, when describing something, instead of like describing the event, they spend more time describing the fringes, the things that are not entirely relevant to the conversation or important to the conversation. They start describing the environment more rather than describing the event itself. And look at Amber, like she's just talking about the carpet, for God's sake, or the dog stepped on a bee, which is now a very interesting and funny TikTok trend. She's class A psycho. Regardless of the outcome of this thing, Johnny Depp has won because he has pleaded his case and people can draw their own conclusions. This bitch is basically sucking transcontinental dicks from Elon Musk to Billy Bob Thornton, allegedly. Well, he kind of invited that into his life. Poor guy, like, people who I've met people who were in bad relationships, and who had an abusive childhood, so they do tend to gravitate toward people who replicate that abuse. I understand that, and I really wish him the best, because you can tell he's a fucking decent guy, considering like it seems like he's treating everybody around him like family, from the bodyguard to the doorman of the fucking apartment building who's like vaping all over. Everybody are like, he throws away money like it's nothing at them. His best friend lived in his apartment for free for years now. You can tell he's a decent person. I really wish him the best, but crazy pussy does that to you, man. It reminds me of the True Detective season 1, where Marty's character basically goes on and the first episode is like has a lover, and the lover goes and spills everything to the court, to the wife, messages her and all that. And even Ross is like, man, you go and pick up crazy pussy, what the fuck do you expect? Jesus, Johnny, man. I mean, she is beautiful. She is indeed class A beautiful, and it was too much for him, man. It was way too much. He picked up someone who's literally a psychopath, and that tends to be the case. That really tends to be the case, unfortunately. It's like this exceptionally beautiful person who's exceptionally ambitious wants to suck Elon Musk's dick and get that SpaceX action. But how the hell do you expect that person to actually be sane? Because this person wants to be the Marilyn Monroe, basically. She would fuck the president if she can. She would try to break up the marriage if she can. She just hasn't, because she realized that she can't do that yet. She doesn't have what Marilyn had, which is a bit of a class that she had. And that really drove her to the top. And it was a different world back then. And I think that's one thing that she realized through the abuse. She realized Johnny Depp is her peak. That's it. She's never going to hit another peak in her entire fucking life. She's never going to hit another person, be with another person who would treat her the way Johnny Depp did. She is never going to be with... That's what is like panicking for her. That's something that she has to deal with now, because she knows that no one in the world is going to be putting up with her shit, gonna treat her like a queen, give her all the money, get her to role in Aquaman and all that. Nobody, especially after the trial. Like, Jesus. You realize she's a piece of work, don't you? For God's sake, taking a shit on your husband's bed. I don't care how pretty you are. First of all, I always try to be in denial that the girl's shit. Second of all, which part of her brain thought that the thing is like shitting on somebody's bed, like right on the mattress, and calling it a practical joke is not a practical joke. I 100% believe that's like some Freudian archetypal psychological animalistic thing going on there. I think the term archetype is wrong there, but yeah, it's bad. It's a person shitting on the bed, Isabel, as if like, because she's in his apartment, she's in his house. Everything that she has and her whole family who seems to be living off Johnny Depp. She doesn't have anything, and she's realizing that she's losing it. So what she does is that I'm going to take a shit on pretty much the most sacred place in the house, which is the bedroom in a sense. I'm going to take a shit on it. Because if I can't have it, you can't have it. So there you go, Johnny. You got what you wanted. You want me out of this place. All right, I'm going to take a shit on it. And I'm going to also make sure your career goes down to fucking shitter. What an asshole. Jesus. I wonder what she had that day. Did she premeditated the poop on the bed though? She was like, oh, I'm gonna drop a deuce. I'm gonna drop a deuce on Johnny's bed. Gonna prep for a week. Get some corn, some prunes, some baby food. get some of that peanut action. Anything that's gonna have some trouble going through the digestive system, and gonna leave him something that he's gonna fucking remember, and then blame it on the fucking dogs. Those dogs are big as my palm of my hand, for God's sake. She dropped a fucking human-sized log on Johnny Depp's bed. Fucking, it's more, and thinking about Johnny Depp, how obnoxious his like dressings and everything is, and like how he would like spend his money. You know, like that's not just a regular bed sheet. That's a cashmere, like a Egyptian, Moroccan, hand-sewn bed sheet made of silk, possibly by the hands of a virgin. Where he paid, I don't know, $200,000 for, and she just took a dump on that thing. Oh man! And her act on the trial. Seeing her act on the trial, I know some people say like, did she do a bump of? Did she do a coke bump? Like put the? I mean, who would put a tissue next to her nose and then inhale through one hole? It was a very odd behavior. Either way, she's fucked. She knows it. Her career is done. At least I hope. Really, she better get some. There better be some payback for all the crap that she's done. Her legal team, I'm not sure what the hell they're gonna do. They're really trying for it, and that son of a bitch, the guy. How unlucky! How much does your parents have to hate you? Like, who the fuck looked at the last name Rottenborn and thought, that's a good last name, isn't it? Let's never change that. Fucking dead fetus, abortion pip, halfway abortion. Jesus Christ, Rottenborn. Yeah. But say what you will about Johnny, though, that he had a very interesting way of putting oral sex. I was like, I have other uses for your throat that does not include injury. I was like, oh, wow, Johnny. Oof. Even I'm getting a semi. Oh, man. Well, lesson learned. Don't lead with your dick. Look at the girl, because if you just look close enough, you'll see crazy very, very quickly. You see crazy right on the surface, but it's just hiding in the plain sight. So don't lead in with your dick. Go rub one out. Whenever you think you're in love, just rub one out and then think back again about it. It fucking works. The second the blood flow is like back to the brain, you look at her and you're like, all right, this gorgeous blonde who's half lesbian and seem to be really into me right now. Seems to be having some tics, if you want to call it, that may not be very healthy for me in the long run. She might be ended up fucking my brother. She might end up taking people to the penthouse which I bought and fuck them on my bed, which is honestly the sign for execution. Should be honestly, that's enough reason for him. If a man finds his wife in a bedroom with another man, within his own bed with another man, I'm sorry, but if that guy ends up killing the other person, it's not really, it's really not. It's not really out of a left field, if you want to call it. I think it's very reasonable action for that to happen. Of course, violence is never okay. I mean, unless you're Will Smith and you see somebody fucking your wife, then yeah, that guy is about to snap too. But it seems like there's going to be an era of hashtag MeToo for dudes. Very interesting to see it because this is indeed the Persian perspective. But just watching American media and all this happening over there, you wonder like, wow, how far you guys have come now. The fall is near. It's going to be beautiful. All those death to Americas are finally reaching a point. But anyways, I'm digressing. So make sure you jerk off before you think you're in love. Be wary of crazy pussy. There's no shame in breaking up, guys. There's no shame in breaking up with someone who's insane. Fuck your parents. Fuck what other people think. Fuck being afraid of being single. Fuck being afraid of being alone. Just break up if you think that bitch is crazy. Get the fuck out, because your good night's sleep is more important than losing your sanity. Anyways, the trial is going to be back on Monday. I might be covering some of the portions of the trial now, some of the portions of the trial that's already occurred. So stay tuned to that, all two of you out there. All right, guys. Nice talking to you. Take care. Ciao.